a budget ass bitch. Hey guys, thank you so much for clicking on this video and welcome to the channel that is not really a channel because I had been looking for a reason to start a channel and I didn't just want to be another girl putting on makeup on YouTube. And so I found a really good reason to start a channel when I was trying to match myself to the Juvia's Place I Am Magic foundation and I couldn't. I couldn't Google anybody that wore any of the other foundations that I am a good match to in comparison to Juvia's Place. There is one shade like match list on Pinterest, but I didn't use the foundation that they were matching it to, so I couldn't really do it. I had to go to the store, I had to shade swatch myself. And so if you are any of the foundations below, any of the brands, any of those shades, then I think 610 will be a good place for you to at least start to match yourself if 610 is not a match for you. So Juvia's Place, their color charts start with the lightest shade. Actually, I'm sorry. They start with the darkest shade and they end with the lightest shade. So in the light category or light medium category, all of their foundations have a neutral undertone. And I try really hard to stay away from neutral because it can make me look really ashy and really gray. And I was a little bit confused. So I went ahead and picked up 610 after trying like 3 other shades. And this was one that is warm. It isn't, I don't think it's neutral at all. And so actually in the viewfinder, I'm looking very white, but in person, it matches, I promise. I only have my ring light today. I don't have my box lights. So I hope you guys can see. I bring the foundation all the way down to my neck, but it is a pretty good match. I'm sorry that I'm looking a little bit whiter on camera than I am in real life. But just a little bit about me. I have oily skin in the summer. I live in Jersey, very hot summers, and then drier skin in the winter because our winter does get very cold. Right now it is October. It is like, I think the high today will be 60. So my skin's pretty balanced out. But I do recommend this foundation if you have skin like mine. And it is a very good foundation for $20. I mean, you can't really go wrong. So stay tuned, see what I think. I'm gonna apply it for you just so you can see my method. And then in the end, I do have like a small just outro of what I think fully. So keep on watching to see what I think. And again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Okay, so we're up close and my skin is prepped and primed. I use the Cover FX mattifying primer. So I'm gonna take, the bottle is like this. It's squeezy tube and this is dense. And so I'm gonna be using 2 methods. I have a wet sponge and I have an e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. I prefer using the brush first, just like circular strokes, a little bit of stippling, and then going back in with the sponge to just sort of finish it off. So I'm gonna take that much on my finger because I really think that's all that is required at first. And this is in the color 610 Cebu, and I hope I'm saying that right. So I'm gonna take the brush and I'm just going to buff it. And I don't mind getting it all in my hairline and all in my earrings, and I don't mind because I feel like those things can be cleaned up later. And I'm not really using a lot of product, and if you really like full coverage, you can, but there is a way to thin this out, and I think when you start off with less of product, it's a lot better than if you put way too much and now you're ending up with a crazy cake face and you don't really know what to do. So if this were any other day and I needed to go anywhere and I needed more coverage, I would do the exact same thing I just did with another layer. I really did not apply a lot because I just don't think you need a lot. So after you sort of spread it and it's warmed into your skin, I'm gonna go ahead and grab, this is just a Real Techniques sponge. You can get these at Ulta for $6, I think, is a pack of 2. And I'm gonna take the flat side. You can tell I use the flat side a lot. It's nice and large, larger than a beauty blender. And I hate that sound. I hate that slapping sound. But I'm just gonna press the rest of it in. And it's wet, but it's not too wet. I really wring it out when I wet them, because if I don't and I go over the top of what I just did of the foundation, you're just most likely gonna rub it all off. So keep it moist, but not necessarily too damp where you're gonna just be removing product. And I hope you guys can see the color is as close as I possibly could get it. And I'm not big on concealer. I mean, like I said, today's Saturday, and that's why my hair is back. I'm just going to run some errands. If I was really doing a full-blown glam, which I have tried, another layer and then going over with a sponge, it looks equally as good. And, you know, don't be afraid. You guys see my hairline. It's like, it's a Portuguese hairline. There's a lot of things going on, and so I'm not afraid to blend that right into my ears, right into my hairline. I do it over the lips. I mean, I have poked myself in the eye so many times. But you want to really take your time with blending. And that's pretty much what it looks like for now. I'm gonna do the rest of my makeup off camera because I really wanted to focus this video on the foundation, and I'm just gonna tell you guys a little bit about the rest of what is on my face and how it blends on top of this. So I'll be right back. And we're back with lashes and eyebrows. I don't leave the house without eyebrows. And I just did a quick, very tiny wing with a lot of mascara. I have some Hula Light and just some highlight on my face. I did powder with a compact powder. It's the Bare Minerals Invisible Light. They have both a glow side and a matte side. I used the matte side just on my T-zone for the pores situation. I wouldn't use a loose powder with this foundation just because it's already very mattifying, and when I did try it with powder up top, it just didn't, it clung onto my dry patches. I won't say it didn't look good. It looked good, but I do live in New Jersey, and so it is October right now, and it's getting a little bit colder. My skin is losing hydration and moisture, and so I will do anything to really keep my skin as moisturized as possible. So with a foundation that is full coverage and matte and has that whipped texture, I'm staying away from all powder. So my final verdict on the Juvia's Place I Am Magic foundation is that it does not go over my holy grail YSL All Hours foundation. That is the one I compare to. That is the ex-boyfriend I always go to, and I always compare everybody to that one foundation. That is the one. YSL is the one. And I have never come across a foundation that really does everything the way that All Hours does. And if you're asking yourself, like, well, bitch, why are you looking for another one? It's because All Hours is $60. And I'm a budget ass bitch, okay? And the Juvia's Place is $20, so that's very, very helpful. And although I will say it is a very, very good competition to YSL, and I will continue to use it. And I'm going to still use it. I'm going to keep it. I'm not going to return it. It does not go all the way up there. Now, I did try this foundation when I was sick, and so I was blowing my nose. And I will say, it never really rubbed off. I mean, it rubbed off a little bit, but not in an ugly way where you were like, oh, clearly you're sick. Once it dries down, it really doesn't transfer. It doesn't rub all over the place. With well moisturized and primed skin, it didn't really make me too oily. Some oils do still come through, but it looks good with the oils coming through. You know, the more you wear it, it still looks pretty good. So I did test this out for an entire week, and the verdict is moisturized skin, primed skin, and no powder. It really goes a long way with this foundation, and just a little tiny bit, the same way that I did today, is the way that I would do it every day. So I really, really want to thank you guys for watching this video. I hope I was able to help you, you know, because like I said in my intro, I had a really hard time picking a color of this foundation. And if you are any of the foundations that I've listed below in the description, this is a good match for you. This color is a good match for you. I put down as many foundations as I can remember where the color looks pretty close to my skin tone. So I really, really thank you guys for watching. Like I said, I hope I can help. And if you have any comments, any questions, anything I didn't say, please comment down below. And I will see you guys next time.